So here e-commerce, today we have chapter number 4, and it's about building an e-commerce presence, websites, mobile sites, and apps. So here it talks about USA Today. What were USA Today objectives in redesigning its e-commerce presence? You guys know USA Today, it's a newspaper. So now newspapers, people don't no longer buy the papers, they just read the news online. So for USA Today, they have to completely restructure their site and their advertisers, they get them online. And what considerations, if any, unique to the newspaper business were involved? What do you think for a newspaper, when they build their website, what do they need? They need to have they need to have the writers all online. Get everyone signed into the system. People make their news more like posts, like what we have seen, and they need to maybe to have an archive so people can go back to the old issues. Will they make it free for everyone, or they keep a subscription fee?
Yeah, there must be subscription.
So maybe they do a subscription fee here, so people they have to pay in order to get the latest. Sometimes if you go to some of these news websites, they tell you, you can read 3 articles per day free, and then after that you need to subscribe. Or maybe you can read the first 2 paragraphs, and then after that you need to pay in order to read.
Harvard Magazine.
And they also have this, either you subscribe per month, per year, or you can buy one single article. You see, sometimes they can make it social. So people can recommend, articles. Or if you read the newspaper, you kind of like this article, so your friends can see what you liked. You see, so they had a dimension of sociability. What did USA Today do to meet the needs of the mobile device users? So now, do they have to make their website on a mobile application? Then the mobile application, you can set what notifications. For example, if you're interested about oil prices, you get notification. Or maybe you are interested in what happens in the Middle East, then you get notification. So this way it's more interactive. The newspaper is no longer that newspaper you get in the morning and then you read, you throw. It's more of an engaged. So you need to make your website available, interactable, and you want to be reached via mobile phones. So imagine your e-commerce presence. What's the idea? For your website, you need to have a vision. You need to have a mission statement. So our vision is that we want all students to, completely use this portal. Our mission statements is how can we make it now, service, at least basic information reference for students. Target audience, we want very clear target audience. Intended market space, the market space is like what students, campus. Our strategic analysis is we strategically want students to be involved on this site. This way they increase the amount of activities they do on campus.
So is it you mean we have SWOT analysis over here? Strategic analysis?
Yeah, you can think about what is your strengths, what weaknesses you may have, what opportunities you have, and what threats. And then you need to think about the internet marketing matrix and development timeline and primary budget. Okay. Let's see what we've got. Where's the money? Imagine your e-commerce presence. You always need to find out where is the money. Okay, so this is the business model. If you're on a portal, maybe you want this advertising. Maybe you want to make money from. Maybe you can do those. Maybe you can do transaction fee. For example, if you see a nice laptop for sale, then if you want to see who is offering it, you have to pay. Will people be willing to pay?
I don't know.
No?
I don't think so.
Let's say you see the laptop, and then if you want to contact the seller, then you have to make a request through the system. And then if the transaction occurs, then there has to be some fee.
It's like a commission. Someone is just
Yeah, some sort of a commission maybe. Or maybe you want to make it subscription. People have to pay, $10 per year in order to access this site for, what to buy and what to sell. So you need to kind of think about, or maybe let's open it free for the next year until all the people get, you know, advocate it and become,
But you are restricted to just students.
yeah,
Because all the things, all the content is related to students. Who cares?
who cares?
I mean, outsiders.
No, it's just for students. So students for 1 year until we've got a full database, and people really get some very good, bargains.
So they start.
And then after a while,
in subscription.
they may, put on a subscription. So you kind of need to test this. Is it going to work or not? How many people will drop? How many people? No, it will not work.
For subscription.
Maybe you can start to sell tickets.
For-
Tickets for any activities, like what they did yesterday for the bazaar. You see, so you sell tickets, and then there's a small fee from the ticket price that goes into the management of this process. So you need to think about your business model, and you think about your revenue model: advertising, subscription, transaction fee, sales, or maybe affiliate revenues,
Yeah,
right?
could be.
There's a lot of services that maybe students will like, and then get affiliates. Who and where is the target audience? Describe your audience, their demographics, age, income, location, behavioral patterns, lifestyle, consumption patterns, purchasing habits, digital usage pattern, content creation, blog, Facebook, buyer personas.
Oh, sir, we can buy tickets for other events.
Imagine your e-commerce presence, characterize the marketplace, demographic, size, structure. You need to look at the competitors. Who would be your competitors? You see?
LIU student group on Facebook.
Yeah, the groups there.
Mark Zuckerberg.
Suppliers, who are your suppliers? Students are also the suppliers there. Substitute products, the other communication methods. Where's the content coming from, static or dynamic? See, maybe this is another powerful. Let's say if you make it and you make it a little bit official into it, so we get the student center involved, then here we will be able to have some authority that it's not there in any other competitor.
Make our competitors allies.
Do you see?
So it's good.
It says you need to know yourself, your SWOT analysis. You develop an e-commerce presence map. So you need to kind of think of a map. Develop a timeline, milestones. So the milestone first is to have it, let's say, number one, full of content. Okay. And then after we make it full of content, we make it full of engagement. After we make it full of engagement, then maybe we need to, start to run those transactions that can generate money. And how much it will cost you? It says here simple website, $5,000, 25 to 50. Okay, we talked about this last class, right?
It's a lot of money over there.
This is a SWOT analysis. Current sites do not address market needs. Unique approach, easy navigation, better personalization, customer base growing, high volume market segment. Now maybe that's a weakness. You see, how big is your market segment? Superior social strategy. And then the weakness is limited financial resources, no prior online experience, no existing user base, no media attention, no web design expertise, no computer background. Some of the opportunities will be ability to address large market with unmet needs. So this can be an opportunity if it's a large market, but maybe in our case not very large market. Potential to capture significant share of this market. So potential to develop related sites. So maybe you can go into other related sites. So when people graduate, you take them there. You see. An approach could be copied by your competitors. That can be a threat if competitors can copy you. Advertisers may not want to try a new site. So maybe if you try to tell them, come and advertise here, I just new, who cares? maybe a rapid pace of technological development, so it becomes very difficult technologically. What happens if a hacker comes in? What happens if I become obsolete? And the low market entry cost. You know, if it's a low market entry cost, then maybe your competitors will immediately jump in. Here we've got web commerce, maps, we've got websites. You need to have a traditional mobile tablets, search, display, affiliate, sponsorships, email. Maybe you can also create an email list because you have all the people emails. So you can send them newsletters, update, sales. Social media, Facebook. Maybe you can also link social media into it.
You have to add these icons. Yes.
Conversion, engagement, sharing, advice. And then offline media, let's say print or TV, radio ads to link to it. Building an e-commerce site's a systematic approach. Most important management challenges, developing a clear understanding of the business objective. So you understand what is your objective is very important. So knowing how to choose the right technology to achieve those objectives. So it's a very challenging. What technology use? Is WordPress the best way to do it? Do you see that becomes a systematic challenge? Because if you decide to go with WordPress, then you're limited to WordPress, and you have the opportunities of WordPress plugins. But if you take another route, then you have a completely other set of challenges and opportunities, right? If you get, let's say, if you make someone that is more of a manual, then you need to have those programmers, and these programmers need to continue to develop. You see, and you become limited to their abilities. You see, what do you think is better? So knowing how to choose the right technology to achieve these objectives becomes also important. Pieces of the site building puzzle, many areas where you will need to make decisions. You need to decide on human resources. You know, how are you going to get your human resources? See, in our case, we're using students. But if you think about, let's say, USA Today, they need to have a completely full IT department now. What organizational capabilities you need? You need to have servers, you need to maybe buy servers, you rent servers. Creating a team that has a skill set to build, manage successful sites. Hardware, software, telecommunications, site design. So all of these you need to work to get. Methods for understanding business objectives of a system, designing an appropriate solution. These are 5 major types. You need to do a site analysis planning. So you have to make a plan. So this is what we will include. This is how we will do the categories. This is how we will get those people involved, and these people will be editors. These people will be contributors. We need to get people to get the advertisers. And then we need to system design. So how is this design is going to work? Building it, testing, and then implementing, right? Website systems development cycle. So this is the system cycle that we just, after you finish, you test, you implement, you continue, you get, you develop more. Continuous availability. You want to design it for scalability. Can you scale? Do you know what we mean by scaling? Scaling, you can have a lot of customers and it will still work. Let's see, build-in management for end-to-end delivery, plan for growth, designing pages for high-speed performance. So do you guys know the idea of some websites are very slow, some websites are very fast. So what do they do to make them? And then understanding optimized workload of the system. So how can, do you guys know if on Google, if you make a search, we said, 2 million computers will work on that same search? And imagine if there's like 2 billion search on the same second. So business analysis, what is your business objectives? You list the capabilities you want your site to have, what functionalities, list information system capabilities, needs to achieve business objectives, information requirements, information elements that the system must produce in order to achieve objectives. This chart show you business objective, system functionality needed, information requirements. So let's say you want to display your goods. Let's say if you're selling the items, you can have to have a digital catalog, and you need to have a dynamic text and graphic catalog, right? What do you guys think if we put on our website some, what can we put for sale? We sell. Yeah, we sell. What can we put there for sale? We can put the books for sale. People can order.
The book thing, right?
But the book thing, people can still go to the bookstore to get.
If we get it cheaper.
Yeah, maybe people can download the PDF and they pay. Or no one will pay. I'm afraid. Maybe we put there, let's say if we start to sell shoes. Do you see? We've got like very nice shoes you can
So I
buy.
guess